we are once again back, and let's also get an announcement out. Alright, so we are back from conventioneering, or as this one tends to say, conventioneering is convention plus engineering, but then discovered that it actually isn't. It's just in general attending a convention, so then did that first use the term to especially mean the various organizing and engineering activities related to a convention, but it proved that it's in general just taking part in a convention. There's also the movie Conventioneers that actually concerns like politicians attending the Republican Party convention that would decide again putting George W. Bush out as the presidential candidate, so kind of not that kind of conventioneering, most certainly. So welcome once again, and we are doing some Fisherman, the Fishing Planet this time, and let's see how we do. It's not as easy a fishing game as the Ultimate Fishing Simulator, which despite its name is clearly not ultimate in quite a few respects. The Fishing Planet is much more complicated overall, so let's move to game. And of course we want the daily bonus. It's like everything nowadays has to have some kind of daily bonus or daily quest or whatsoever. Like you have to of course have some daily bonus thing you can try and get. So oh well, of course we want the daily bonus. There we go. Let's see what missions we have. Alright, we have caught everything but bowfin. Of course travel to mudwater isn't very hard, but catch bowfin. Alright. Let's try to catch one. Can we find somehow out what it requires? No, this is actually the competition view. Alright. How's our fishing equipment? Appears to be alright, and we certainly do have enough money to like buy more if needed. So let's travel the Mudwater River next and see how that goes. At least it's quite close to finishing that task, as there's only one kind of a fish we still need to catch in that respect. Alright, and we have like, let's try this fishing spot for, and it's 5 AM, which clearly isn't prime fishing time, so alright. Alright, we can view information here, so we need to catch the bowfin. Large minnow shiner, small cut bait and crankbait shad. So, and we can even have a 3D view of the fish. Alright. It's not like the most beautiful fish ever, looks quite special. Alright, and we can even rotate the fish. 3D fish viewing, so you know your target. Clearly important. It's of course useful to know your target when you're going for it. So let's try and see if we can catch a bowfin. And some larding. Alright. And then we can fast forward time, so it was like, do you think a good time was? Yes, around like 1 p.m. Hopefully it's also, yes, less misty. Right, so we should use small cut bait or something. So let's see. Alright, so this is the one that can use bait. So let's see. Like the inventory is absolutely huge. Apparently we do not even have cut bait available. Or at least don't quite understand how. Might be that we do not have enough level. Let's see what kind of casting spoon. All of 2 kinds available. Would be indeed works better if we look in the shop. There we go. Now we have pretty much everything. And they also look very fancy, like the bread looks like very nice. Very nice bread you would probably also buy from the store. So clearly good enough to feed the fish also. we are of course use only first class bread to lure the fish, but we are not cheaping out. Alright, and we still apparently Right, and we still actually can't utilize anything quite on that level yet, so we have more options, but we do not here either have like exactly what you would expect. They also recommended a crankbait for the, and we can't currently get any of those those either on this level, so it might be quite hard to get one of those, because it seemed to actually require like type of equipment we can't really utilize, like crankbait or shad, and crankbait we clearly can't buy yet on this level, and apparently not any of the bait either. Alright, so we need to probably just catch some more fish for some more levels. So clearly it's not like quite that we can directly try and go for the bowfin yet, as the bowfin kind of clearly requires a bit more specialized equipment. So we should most probably just concentrate on catching fish in general and increase our level for now. Like, of course, in a fishing game you also have to level up. It would be too easy if you could just, like, heaven forbid, go out and use any equipment to catch fish. So let's start for some lure action. So we get, let's see if the stop and go actually affects anything. It's like you can either really like straight through or do stop and go. And technically, at least, it should affect which fish will be interested, depending on what kind of luring strategy you have, and would think the game at least partially models that. Right, there we have a customer. Ah, nice. Young largemouth bass. Half a kilogram, 120. Certainly nice catch to start the day. About half a kilogram, so it's actually a pretty good sized fish. Certainly a keeper. So there's something even. Oh, hello there, Bergwolf. Good evening indeed. How have you been, our good wolf? Greetings to you, and we are of course doing some calm fishing, having survived the convention and everything as explained earlier. Oh, hello there, Briareus. Very good to also see you. It's great to have you here joining for some fishing. Kisu especially asked, like, Kisu, what game would you like to watch? And he was like, maybe go fishing. And this one was like, yeah, let's go fishing. The newer fishing game is like considerably harder too, which is quite much the case. Let's try the other direction also for cast, like whether there's any fish here. Alright, almost to the opposing shore. So let's go. Alright. Not much interest yet. Right, so let's again try in that direction and see how the fish willing to actually provide us further entertainment. Like, we can't really catch the bowfin. We are missing from the mission directly, considering we can't even get the right kind of bait for it, so it's not very probable to come, but we need to catch other fish to level up, so in that respect also the game is quite useful. Heaven forbid if you could use the right equipment straight on, because that would remove an aspect typical of most video games built nowadays. And of course it ensures that players play all kinds of levels, so there are sides to that, but at least we are doing pretty quick stop and go close to the fishing rod, so it really bounces up and down. I'm sure if the fish are more or less interested. I do think we can also go boating with this thing, at least somehow. Do think like some boats available too, but let's try again here. So we should see if we can. Let's try like straight through reeling and see if that gets any attention also. Alright. That's going to be pretty quick to pull up. Grass pickerel 74, so it's still actually quite alright priced. Very slender, long fish, a bit different. Don't think had caught one of these before. Very nice. Also going to keep that. I would say that Animus went considerably well, despite pretty high temperature and a few issues. Maybe it was very nice year overall. We had a lot of good activities, and in general succeeded quite well with the events and things we intended to hold for the most part, would say. Mostly the temperature was kind of making sure that it was quite demanding. Would like many you immediately noticed like it was plus 30 odd degrees almost everywhere during daytime. You saw much fewer suits out on the average, but weather being what it is, and the hotel having no mentionable air conditioning for most or at least like air conditioning that would actually cool the air. Like there's some ventilation in some places, so in that respect it was really warm. It not as bad as east one year when it was like when sun decided to shine on the less desirable side of the hole. For this one it was like 33 degrees or something in the room, and you go to get your fursuit on. So as noted, this is like training for East. So I would say that overall it went well, and had also good time holding the events that did hold oneself. So would overall say that it was successful. All right, another fish. Clearly that direction is better. Trophy crash pickerel. Wow, personal record. 96 XP. We are almost leveling up, so very nice. 222. Certainly keeping like a trophy quality fish. Oh, it would be very nice to have you over again, Berg. We were certainly missing you. So indeed also hope we can have you over for Animus next year. Alright. Something at least tried to catch on it, but didn't stay. Alright. Kind of always would be nice if the fish would after getting on the hook stay there. But yes, that's of course like not very common that the fish especially would prefer to get stuck on the hook, so the fish of course tries their best to get away. At least we are not following the like recommendation at one point by the one of the conserve or like environmentalist organizations like that you should name the fish into sea kitten, because nobody wants to eat or fish a sea kitten, and it's like fish has a reputation problem, because fish is considered very like cold and slimy and unpleasant, and you do not want a fish. So they tried to unsure how seriously, because it became infamous, the campaign on the internet, like they tried to improve the reputation problem of the fish by renaming it the sea kitten, which of course mostly caused a lot of ridicule. Alright, this fish is a bit more feisty for sure. Let's see. Might be a bit longer fight, certainly, especially because this should be the right break setting for this fish, as we are getting like pretty well to the red, but not excessively so. At least we are reducing the distance, so it should be possible to get this fish reeled in with this equipment. Yes. Ah, chain pickerel. New kind of a fish. Haven't seen one of these. It looks a bit like a pike or such predator of fish. Pretty nice sleek shape and everything. So almost half a meter, almost a kilogram. pretty good money also, so certainly a keeper. Nice. And we leveled up, so we got more things for use also, so that's of course what we need to do in that respect, that we level up and get better equipment into use also, so in that respect that was good progress. So we get like better fishing reel and the shad, which was one of the things that could actually catch the whatever the half moon means there, but that was one of the things that could catch the bowfin, so we should have some improvement in that respect. Also some kind of different bait, apparently it looks like a pile of something. Okay, that's good. Can we now use like the thingy? In whichever category they are. So here we have various normal spoons, so you have casting spoon and slop spoon, and then we have something we can't use yet, more something we can't use yet, and more something we can't use yet. We also get the spinner tails. Right. Then there are the basic. Alright, and here we get the shad. Let's try the yellow one. So you can also view that in 3D. It's like you can view the fish in 3D, but you can also view the bait in 3D. Like it's yellow, it's quite bright, it has 3 centimeter length. Hello Ticatron, great to have you here. Welcome to the stream, and always good to see you. Greetings to you also. We were just admiring the lure in 3D, because you can view also the lure in addition to the fish in 3D, so it's of course very important to take a close look at your lure, so you know what your weapon of choice is like. Yes, let's buy one of those. You can't currently equip this item. Okay, why not? Then we need fitting hook number 2. Right, we need a number 2 hook. Okay. So do we need to actually travel back home to change our setup? Very possibly, so let's leave here and try to. We had pretty good results, like over 600 money also, so let's return home. And yeah, actually you can change the fishing line, and it's kind of shown, but unsure how realistic the physics are. It at least settles pretty nicely, like would say that the physics for the fishing line are quite alright in that respect. So actually do think that the developers thought about that at least a little bit. So we had quite good results for the fishing trip, and then we can maybe now change this. So does it require like different attachment or? This was only in the backpack, so it's kind of often with the equipment. How do you use that? Your backpack is full, alright. Let's move some things to the home then, like we are carrying about 10 million different kinds of fishing line and everything. Still mildly confused how you could put number 2 hook there, but right. The terminal tackle weight is optimal. Alright, and now we need to add the number 2 hook. Yes. It's even red. Nice. Most probably the red hook is like better or not, but we have a red hook attached to the yellow lure. So let's now go over and see if we can catch. Now we have like a recommended. Recommended lure. Let's take like a couple of days already when traveling, so we can see more probably in that respect if we try to catch the bowfin. So we'll see how that goes. So let's see if we go here on the sandy beach. These are like even areas have different names. So let's try the pike challenge first, and again the recommended fishing time would be around 1 in the afternoon, so go fishing please. And let's see how that goes now that we have probably the right thingy at least according to recommendation what might be good for catching the bowfin. We have a kind of like a wiggly silicone or such thingy in yellow with a hook to it attached to the end of our fishing line. So when we make that wiggle in the water, hopefully it interests the right kind of a fish, because we want to finish the quest. And then let's move again to like afternoon. There we go. And this spot seems to have a bit more others also, as this game is like, it's always apparently a MMO unsure how much. You can't really interact much with the other fishers. They are mostly interior decor. So let's see, like, if we pull straight slow, it seems to float quite nicely in the middle. As it said, terminal tackle weight is optimal. So let's see what kind of results we get with the tuned equipment. Alright, good cast. Let's again reel it in and see. Right, no result yet. Oh, hello there, SFW. Great to see you here also. Oh, and thank you for the re-sub. Excellent, always appreciate your support. So thank you, and certainly very thankful for the support. And of course, always good to have you here. And you do of course also get the heart proper as is correct, the muscle and everything. So very thankful for the subscription. And yes, let's see, let's try more with the like yellow silicone wiggly thingy on end of our fishing line to like catch something. At least here we have these two guys like clearly happy with the fishing conditions, one might imagine, as they are standing there. Alright, let's try. At least they clearly are getting some fish, as there's like a fight going on. So at least there's fish most probably in the water. Let's let the lure descend a little, and hopefully it wiggles nicely in the water and attracts some fish as we keep pulling it along. Alright, let's try the other direction. At least didn't quite cast onto the land, so good enough. that wasn't very interesting either. So clearly not, at least yet, very successful at the overall, like to capture a bowfin with that, at least theoretically, according to the, let's see also the fish description. Rod is cast, it just simply hadn't been quite reeled in. So let's see what kind of instructions might be found here in the description about catching this thing. Bowfin prefer to inhabit lowland rivers, lakes, swamps and backwater areas. Yep. Due to 6 kilograms. Alright, come out of the shallows at night. So most probably 1 AM is not optimal for catching them, so let's go to like night time, night life. For catching fish at night it's required to have an advanced license. Really, like everything requires something. This game is clearly developed later than the Ultimate Fishing Simulator. Like you have to buy a different license to catch fish at night. Really like. Yep. So let's buy advanced license, and what it costs 300. So it's not like 750. Still, it's not like it's one day of income. Then we these guys are still here. How do we turn on like some kind of light source? Let's see, like key bindings. How do we turn on some kind of light source? Do we also have to buy one? You need a lamp. Right, let's see. Toggle free loop, enable curves and lures and bites, selector rod, selector flashlight on off J. Alright. Alright, either it doesn't really work or we do not have one, so let's see, like, do we have to separately buy one? Tools and equipment. Hats! Alright, you can buy different hats. And we apparently do not have enough level for any hats. At least I do not see any. Item to buy a flashlight, so let's just aim towards the water and cast. Like who thinks you have to actually see the fish? Let's try a few. It's like, at least we chose the fluorescent yellow wiggly silicone thingy, so I would think that if something will catch the interest of the bowfin, that would hopefully be it. Fortunately, like, the advanced license required to catch fish at night wasn't really that expensive. Right, another cast. And let's reel it straight through. clearly the very night time. Hasn't been very lucky. Like. Oh, hello there, Camu. And even Oppela. It indeed is fish time if we would catch something, because it seems to be the main issue here has been that we're trying to catch the bowfin in the muddy river, and it apparently is only active at night, and there's a key binding to turn on the flashlight, but it actually does nothing. So it's been quite dark fishing. In addition, we haven't caught anything. These two guys in turn seem to have even illumination. So probably one needs like what illuminated helmet. We have a nice moon and everything. Let's try in this direction. Like we at least have the fluorescent yellow wiggly silicone thingy on tip of our fishing line, so that should be the correct thing to try and catch the bowfin with. But this far we haven't really caught absolutely anything with this setup. So the recommendation in the guide, or the fishing information in the in-game menu, unsure how much it is worth, because at least this thing hasn't caught absolutely anything. In addition, the flashlight hasn't been really mentionable. Like push J to turn on flashlight and nothing happens. So apparently somehow gotten the idea by now that needs to be bought separately also. So kind of not the best possible experience for the night fishing this far. So let's cast a couple of times more and then like try something else, because this hasn't been very productive overall. We empathetically haven't caught a bowfin, and we have mostly been now confused in the night. At least nice moonlight, if nothing else. Alright, let's try another spot here still, especially because this is called Catfish Heaven. Maybe it has more bowfin. At least claims to be nocturnal, so should be a better spot, one might imagine. Let's see if we can first of all find our way to the water. Right, we are certainly by the water, so let's cast like we are standing in some reeds. Well, that's what you get for night fishing. Apparently, like, do you think you need to buy some hat or something with the flashlight, because currently pushing J to turn on the flashlight does very little. So let's see this cast and then like try something else, like get the more traditional setup. Alright, we have a fish. Wow. Right, it's a pretty strong one also. Like, we can't really adjust the brake any higher because it's already pretty much at the limit. At least we are getting a bit of purchase, so we are not at least currently running out of fishing line. Alright, that's a good amount of purchase even, so let's reel in as much as we can when we actually win a bit, as this fish has been quite demanding. Maybe this is the famous bowfin, but then would hope that we actually succeed at reeling it in, though it's not looking like stellarly good currently. Alright, not among the easiest fish have fought in this game, certainly. Like, we most probably are going to lose if we are up to last few meters of line, so we were already down to 30 a couple of times, but clearly the fish is also very impressive. At least we are still kind of live. So we are fighting for the last few meters of line on the reel. Most probably also a bit small reel for this fish, because it's like able to pull away almost all the way. Right, still not lost it. And we are getting a bit back, so we are again more than 10 meters on the reel. Alright, and now we reel in like crazy because we are winning at least for a while, so let's see. Again got to the 30s, but was it at least for a while. Right, getting below 30 even, so we might still beat the fish. Let's see. Very tough fight. Right, down to 25. again the other way. Alright, getting a few meters back. Alright, almost down to 20, so at least we are slowly tiring the fish clearly, as we can gradually get it down, wearing down the fish. But this has been by far the toughest fight that have had in this game. Alright, we are drawing close. Surprisingly, our reel didn't catch on fire or break. And it's the desired bowfin, 2.3 kilograms. And if you imagine 2.3 kilograms was that difficult. So we actually made it with the very nighttime fishing. So we finished one mission in the game, the Mudwater trial. So yeah, and fishing advice from the Yapok: more sinking tackle. Sounds plausible. This we are certainly keeping and traveling back, as we have had enough for tonight. Yes, and we got some kind of spotted casting spoon. Nice. And we finished the mission, so that was alright. We got a new mission. Emerald Lake is a heartwarming and always welcomes the weary traveler. Head over there for a few days to explore this waterway's marvelous possibilities. Get some trophy pike, conquer the ferocious walleye at night time. No thank you, as we still do not have any light source. And explore the lake's aquatic splendor. Again, splendor. Worrying on a kayak. But to do all this, you'll have to get an advanced fishing license. Of course, you have to buy a license. Let's travel home. We finished the mission, and actually not like making much profit, but we finished the mission on the Mudwater River, so that was very nice. Like the nighttime experiments with the fluorescent yellow wiggly silicone thing on the end of the fishing line clearly worked well enough finally. Alright, good night for you Briareas. Responsible sleep. Alright, fair enough. So good night, and thank you for joining us for pike or such is easier than the kind of the catfish like thingy that was especially told that it just comes out at night, and then you have to have the wiggly yellow silicone thingy on end of your fishing line for it to be interested, like, and you had to level up first to even get those. So it was kind of, when we started, we didn't even have the equipment you could catch that thing with. So in that respect also mission accomplished. Alright, and now we have new place accessible and new mission like aquatic splendor. So have an advanced license, so we already have, and then we only need to go to Dock B's location and travel to Emerald Lake. So that should be pretty easy a mission, like you just have to go there. We should also tune our equipment a little, because I do think that instead of using the wiggly thingy, we should be again using the spoon maybe. And we still have a hook attached, so alright, apparently we should also buy like a better reel. Very well. Alright, haven't tried this thing yet. Alright, and now it recommends like use. Now we have access to more of these. Very well. 5 centimeter, we used the 3 centimeter one earlier, so now we get a bigger wiggly silicone thingy for end of our fishing line. It must count as an improvement. Now we are even instructed to do the same we did earlier, of course, like a new better fishing line and a reel. Alright, so we use a braid. Alright, so that's used with. Let's move that because we are using the 3 centimeter one because the game recommends that we use the 5 centimeter one. We most probably are not using like that thin line either, so let's get rid of a couple of those and then try again to move the 5 centimeter thingy. It's also right, now we actually have enough space. It's like one of the things. Then you also need to buy bigger backpacks. Right, and now we use the 5 centimeter one, so we have like a longer wiggly yellow silicone thingy on. Alright, and it especially notes that the weight is optimal, so. Indeed, you are also going back to work on Monday. Hopefully goes well, or as well as possible. So now we have the 5 centimeter wiggly thingy installed. So let's go and try because the game especially recommends to use it now, but we already were kind of advanced and utilized it to catch the bowfin. So, but only the 3 centimeter one. Of course, the 5 centimeter one is 2 centimeters more, so it must be an improvement. Alright, and this is with the kayaking and everything. Let's see. And then we again have some Laden. Alright. That was quite easy like. Enjoy exploring the Emerald Lake and its premises for a certain number of days to complete this challenge. We arrive and it has a nice logo with like water and a fish in it and everything. And we accomplished the mission. That was quite easy. Kayaking. Time to try navigating on the water. Go ahead, rent a kayak to explore the calm deep waters of Emerald Lake and see its marvelous aquatic world from an entirely different perspective. Traveling in a kayak will help you, will take up your energy, and faster you go, the more tired you will become. Try to use your energy wisely for a better navigation experience. Right, maybe go kayaking like a bit more towards the daytime, like let's at least. Right, the pier looks kind of worn out. And here we have like is this? Yes, Crazy Otter Explorer kayak. That must be clearly the best one. It's a crazy otter one, so nothing can compare to the experience with the Crazy Otter. Otter most probably sounds very stable ride. Like what did you take? The Crazy Otter. Alright, 500. Let's. Alright, so surprisingly easy. Not exactly. And we also have like a strength meter. Alright, and we can push it by pushing shift. And as we can see, like running out of stamina. Alright, should we paddle here? Yes. Alright, wait until it's fully restored. Alright, let's then wait for. Right, we do not actually need to wait, we just should move closer to the fishing spot. Apparently that's the intended spot, and then we should drop the anchor like. Right, we ran out of stamina, but at least we are still moving. We didn't, for example, expire, though we ran out of stamina. Like 0% muscles left. We can also push shift, but it does nothing movement wise. Alright. Row your kayak using the oar to complete the Captain Rower challenge. There's challenge like everything. You row a bit with your oar and it's already like clearly you're a Captain Rower because you went rowing a little with the Crazy Otter kayak. Yes, Crazy Otter sounds like a good brand. You would also most probably buy any Crazy Otter equipment, and that's how you market to ferries. Right, and here's the spot we are supposed to be at, so. Alright, hold Z to drop the anchor if we wouldn't get confused in which direction we are going. Let's hold Z. Move closer to the fishing spot, alright. And let's. Alright, mission accomplished. Kayaking, so we successfully weighed anchor Fishing from the shore is only part of the much bigger fishing experience. Try to catch fish directly from your kayak. Make sure to anchor to avoid being tracked by a large fish. Yeah, it's of course, like if you get real big fish, you might be dragged onto a sunken log or boulder. Keep in mind, boat fishing requires having an advanced license. Yes. Right, and now we can take out our fishing equipment, and then we can cast. Interesting concept, fish from the kayak. At least we now have like 5 centimeter wiggly silicone thingy in fluorescent yellow on our fishing thing, which apparently like to sink there. Now it's at least going nicely again. The 5 centimeter one is clearly heavier because the weight was still perfect, but it clearly behaves a lot differently than the 3 centimeter one, so it's kind of confusing. Right, and that was a really quick customer. Walleye, 1.4 kilograms, 50 centimeter. Looks good, and it's also over 500, so certainly a keeper. So that was actually very nice fishing, and let's try a few more as we still have some time. We are doing the use of 1.5 hours because it's indeed work day tomorrow, so our good fursuiter is also going to stop at that point, but it has been really nice, and we still have like quarter an hour to go. This longer like 5 centimeter wiggly thingy clearly takes a bit faster handling. That if you would try stop and go with that, it would most probably just go straight to the bottom, because it's even like reeling it in, it's still kind of ambiguous about which way it is going. Let's try the other side too with a shorter cast. Alright, and we should capture like 2 kilograms of fish from the kayak, so let's keep trying and see if we can finish that mission today. Of course, it's also otherwise safer because this reel holds like 130 meters of fishing line, so that's pretty good amount for also like fighting fish, because it's almost twice the earlier one. So in that respect also the 5 or the newer fishing reel has been an improvement. Right, let's try from there next. Nice, nice kayaking. Alright, let's try. It was at least really short cast. A bit longer was intended, like. Yeah, crowd is very close there. Let's try casting a bit different. Alright. We have a customer. Would be nice to adjust the brakes, at least not from that button. At least we are apparently reeling it in even without adjusting the brakes, but should check which button will adjust the brakes for future use again. Yeah, got that in even without adjusting the brakes. Sauger, alright. Not very large, but it's still 220. So certainly a keeper. Alright, recommends put away tackle. Lift anchor. Mission accomplished, kayak fishing. Alright. That worked out well, and then sauger catcher. Use the narrow spoon and try catching a sauger. These fish like to stay close to the edge of underwater holes and will eagerly bite lure on the fall or a lift the drop retrieve. This retrieve imitates behavior of small fish that usually search for food close to bottom and are easy targets for predators. Narrow spoons attract saugers a lot. Install one on your setup. Right, so you need to buy one of these, or bronze or silver. This one like bronze. Right, and then we can change for the narrow spoon because it has integrated hooks apparently. Weighs 7 grams, so let's see how it behaves. Do we go to the pier? Alright, we can still find our way there. Yes, fortunately there's like a waypoint indicator, so let's start kayaking. And ran out of stamina. Maybe we can improve stamina if we like row a lot with the kayak. We get more stamina. We are currently running fast out again, like 14% muscle power left. It's same if you get too tired while rowing to the pier. Like run out of muscle power before you make it. So we are at the pier, but alright. Somehow the game isn't really agreeing that we are on the pier. Now we at least have some muscle power again, so I'm sure the other online players are mildly amused. Because I am at the pier. Would you believe? Alright, press E to go ashore. Finally. Use the motorboat. Alright. Flagman Virgo motorboat. It's unfortunately not called a crazy otter, so maybe it doesn't work as well. Let's see. It also costs much more, like 2,500, so press the engine, press E and use to pull the starter. Alright, so we have to even this seems like quite usual experience with motorboating. Yep. Looks like quite usual. Alright, finally we got the motor started. Alright, nice. So there's like the spot we should go to, so quite a at least our motor has like 100% performance. Alright, let's drop the anchor. Alright, let's check the weather forecast diagrams. Alright, so we should be around like 6 to have the best fishing. At least starting the outboard motor was very realistic, like you keep pulling and it doesn't start until you get lucky. So that was very realistic simulation. Starting outboard motor fail. Then we finally get it started. Right, let's go to 6. Right. Let's try to get the sauger using lift and drop. Alright, reeling speed to 2. Alright, pull, let the lure hit the bottom. Reel in the slack. Alright. Clearly lift and drop, except we haven't gotten any fish interested. And now we are so close that we won't agree to sink due to the length of the remaining line. Alright, and we caught something. And now we even remember how to adjust the brakes. No, this is actually the reeling speed. Oh well. Maximum speed helps too, at least the hand goes really fast. Right, need to check further on which button adjusted the brakes. We can adjust the reeling speed, but clearly would be really useful if you can adjust also the brakes, because now we would have some extra oomph available with the stronger fishing line and everything, but we kind of are losing those benefits because we can't apply more brake. So in that respect, So let's see if we can get that up for the last of the night. Right, we are gradually getting the fish closer even if we can't adjust the brakes, so need to check what was the correct button to adjust the brakes for the future ones. Finishing in any case. Alright, we are very close to getting it up. That's not a sauger, but really big fish though, like 1.5 kilograms, so like 572. So most probably it's 1.5 hours in, so going to finish here, and first of all, of course, going to thank you for the support and joining us tonight, so you get a wave, and then it's time to determine who we are going to raid. Let's see who is online and doing what. And of course, hopefully soon we'll be also doing MTG. Might not yet be tomorrow, but going to start the week in any case. Right, let's see. We have Arkanoid Addict is playing Crash Team Racing, and he clearly could use some more viewers. So let's see if our good retro guy is still there. Yes, there he is. So he's been online only 5 minutes, so it's actually a very good time for raid also in that respect. So let's go and raid him. It's been a while. So thank you everybody for joining tonight, and good night, and let's give our views and regards to Arkanoid Addict and Crash Team Racing. So also the newer Crash Team Racing was also familiar from the tournament at Animus. So good night everyone, and see you tomorrow or at least early in the week, not quite yet sure in that respect. So thank you and good night.